Shalom. First and foremost, giving God praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is not dealing with you Old Testament only Israelites, and they are not dealing with you New Testament only Israelites. Okay? Now, a lot of you Old Testament only Israelites, y'all believe that the Messiah has not came yet, and that he's going to come in this time and teach us all things. And then he's going to be crucified. Somehow, he's going to be brutally murdered again. And then he's going to go back to the Father. And then there's going to be another 2,000 year period that we're going to have to wait before we can finally enter the kingdom. So, their doctrine is way off. And furthermore, it takes faith to believe that Yahweh Shai already came 2,000 years ago. And in a matter of fact, we can prove that Yahweh Shai came 2,000 years ago. Okay? There's several documentations proving that Yahweh Shai came 2,000 years ago. Prophecy in the Holy Scriptures proves that Yahweh Shai came 2,000 years ago, okay? The chip did not exist 2,000 years ago, okay? The Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire was not talking about a mass chipping of the people, okay? Was the ancient Roman Empire destroyed by fire and brimstone? No. Okay. And if Yahweh Shai have not came yet, then what about the beast spoken of in the book of Revelation with 7 heads and 10 horns? We know that beast is talking about NATO. So we know that according to prophecy, Yahweh Shai already came. He already died on that cross and became that ultimate sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel. So through prophecy, we can confirm that Yahweh Shai already came. Now, you New Testament only Israelites, your problem is that you don't deal with the Old Testament. So you New Testament only Israelites, your problem is that you don't deal with the Old Testament. And furthermore, you don't believe that furthermore, you believe that we don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments because all that is done away with. We're pretty much under grace, so we can do whatever the hell we want. God is still going to forgive us. So that's pretty much what y'all pushing out there, man. So the Lord is not dealing with your New Testament Israelites. And furthermore, we have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Okay? So the Lord is not dealing with you if you're just dealing with one part of the Holy Scriptures, but not the other. See if it pops up here. Okay, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 7. It says, "Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me, right? I delight to do thy will, O my power, yea, thy law is within my heart. So Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh, come in the volume of the book. That means you got to know the Old as well as the New Testament, because the Old Testament is written of Yahweh too. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he's not just mentioned in the New Testament. He's also mentioned in the Old Testament. Okay, I believe Isaiah 53 is some examples. Let me just get some examples real quick. This is one of the, is it Isaiah 53 or Isaiah 63? Let me try Isaiah 63 first. Okay, yeah, so it's got to be Isaiah 53. Bear with me for one moment. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. Right? Because Yahweh, when he came on the scene 2,000 years ago, he didn't show up dressed up like some mighty samurai king or whatever, And furthermore, our people despised him because he was constantly getting on them about their sins and their iniquities. Okay? He was constantly getting on them about their sins and their iniquities. He is despised and rejected of men. Yeah, it tells you that. And what is that? Is that John? Is that John, the first chapter, where it tells you that Yahweh went unto his own, and his own received him not. So Yahweh was rejected amongst our people. People was always trying to come up against Yahweh. It says, a man of sorrows. Yeah, Yahweh carried all of our sorrows, man. Yahweh's life, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, his life was not easy. He was always in constant peril of his own people trying to murder him, throw him off mountains, stone him. On several accounts, our people was out to seek his life. I mean, and then not only that, but think about it. Here it is. You're the son of the Most High, right? But nobody believes that you're the son of the Most High, except several people. But the whole nation rejected him because they believed that he was not the Messiah. He came lowly, sitting upon the coat of an ass. And then not to mention, before he was crucified on the cross, they stripped him half naked. They put a purple robe on him, a crown of thorns. They mocked him, made jokes about him, calling him, hey, look, it's the King of the Jews. They smote him with his fist. They smote him with their fists, with the palm of their hands. They slapped him. They spit on him. They kicked him. They whipped him. They beat him. So Yahweh was a man of many sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of Yahweh, of Yahweh, and afflicted. Okay, it says, but he was wounded for our transgressions. There's only one person on this planet that was wounded for the transgressions of the nation of Israel. And that man is Yahushua. He was bruised for our iniquities. Yeah, he was bruised, man. People threw stones at him. He got beaten with rods. They threw stones at him. They kicked him. They punched him. They broke his bones. And then on top of that, he was nailed to a cross, man. He was nailed to a cross. So it says he was bruised for our iniquities. His hands were pierced as well as his ankles were pierced. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. Right, because ultimately the reason, it says the chastisement of his peace was, the chastisement of our peace was upon him. The reason why it said that is because, by Yahushua going on that cross and becoming that ultimate sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel, he basically made it to where we could be reconciled back to the Heavenly Father, that we can receive salvation, be made perfect, and inherit the kingdom of heaven, where we will forever experience peace for all eternity. So the chastisement of our peace was upon him. Okay? So you can better understand. What Yahushua did was no light thing. And it is never to be taken lightly, okay? That's a serious thing Yahushua went through. Okay? What he did was, was very heroic. Because now we have a way back to the Father. We have a way to be made perfect and to inherit everlasting peace for all eternity. And that all came from Yahushua doing what he did 2,000 years ago, going through all that suffering. And you know what? Hey, the water Yahweh presented your son Yahushua 2,000 years ago, so that we can be redeemed back to you, Yahweh, through your son Yahushua. So the chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord have laid on him the iniquity of us all. So that's pretty much all I want to, get there. Now, as for you New Testament only Israelites, you guys who say that, the Old Testament is done away with, we ain't got to keep the laws. Okay, well, wait a minute. Let's see what the scriptures got to say about that. So bear with me for one moment. Just because it's the New Testament, you think that, just because Yahushua went on that cross, you think that, we're not under the laws anymore. Oh, no, brother. The laws of the Old Testament are done away with. We're under grace now, see? We can eat pork and smoke, we can smoke and get high. Look, man, no. We're still under the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And the matter of fact, I'm going to prove that we're still under the law, statutes, and commandments, and that we have to keep them to the best of our ability. So Romans chapter 3, verse 25. The book of Romans chapter 3, verse 30. Seeing it is one God which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. So we keep the law, statutes, and commandments that we can keep to the best of our ability. Okay? As it is written, we are rehearsing the righteous acts. And the reason why I said we keep the law, statutes, and commandments that we can keep to the best of our ability is because of why? We are in captivity. So if you see a mole walking down the street, you can't just put him, you can't just off him off. Somebody might have committed adultery somebody might have committed adultery, You can't just go and take matters into your hands, because then you'll be thrown under the bus, And those are just some examples. Some of us have to work on the Sabbath. Think about that. You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath. The Sabbath is a day of rest. Okay? Did not the Lord put a dude to death in the book of Numbers for collecting sticks on the Sabbath? Come on, man. But here it is. We're forced to go to work on the Sabbath. So we cannot keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments in this society. So we're keeping the ones that we can keep to the best of our ability. As it is written, our righteousness are counted as filthy rags. Now let's go from there to the book of Matthew, chapter 5. I don't know which verse it is, but Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. So like I'm in the middle of crossing the street here. It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So when is the earth ever going to blow up? Because he said till heaven and earth pass, right? So when is the earth going to blow up? Because whenever the earth blows up, then we ain't got to keep the laws anymore. As soon as heaven pass away, we don't have to keep the laws anymore, right? So when is so-called outer space going to pass away? When is Earth going to so-called pass away? Well, let's figure out what the answer to that is. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So the earth abideth forever, so does outer space, so-called outer space, okay? So guess what? We got to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments even until this very day. And even in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because we're going to be made perfect. Okay? We're going to be made perfect. We're naturally going to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments perfectly. We're never going to go off again. We're never going to sin against our power again. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay? Just read Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, the 31st verse on down. That's beautiful. We're never going to have to worry about any nation plotting on us, No, the Lord is going to make us perfect for all eternity. Okay, we're never going to get old. We're going to be young for all eternity. Our people is going to be beautiful. The Lord's going to glorify our nation. But it starts by doing what he said. So if you believe only in the New Testament and you believe that you ain't got to keep the laws because one of the greatest, well, you're wrong. Okay. Yahushua himself, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, clearly said that until heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. Oh, but you know what? There's actually more. So let's go back to that. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. I'm going to skip down to 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. Matthew 5 and 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. So if you're breaking these commandments, and then you're teaching our people that it's okay to do so, you're going to be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Like it tells you in Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. Many that sleep in the dust shall awaken, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting shame and contempt. The 2/3 of our people are going to wake up to everlasting shame and contempt in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? That's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to wake up to everlasting shame and contempt. You see? No, it's like it smell like weed down there. I am not trying to walk that way. I don't want no secondhand smoke in my body. But it says, but whosoever shall keep the law, statutes, and commandments, in our case, to the best of our ability, and shall teach men so, and shall teach and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And we know the elect is going to be made great in the kingdom of heaven, because the moment they join up with Yahushua on those chariots, what the world calls UFOs, they're going to be made perfect, because they're going to have those extraterrestrial bodies. Now, let me get my other scripture. Okay. There was another one I was thinking of, but it slipped in my mind. Okay, the book of James, chapter 2, is it 2 verse 17? Oh shit, Salakia, hold on. I'm tripping. James chapter 2 verse, it could have been 18. So James chapter 2 verse 17. Even so faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. Yeah, a man may say thou hast faith and I have works, right? You can say you got faith all you want. If you're still eating pork chops, you ain't got no faith. Okay? You got to believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to stop eating unclean foods, and to stop lining yourself up, and to stop getting tattoos, and to stop gang banging, to forsake your worldly dreams. It takes faith to do all that. That's not, and faith has to be given to you. Shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew thee my faith by my works. And what's a part of the works? Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. So guess what, man? We might be under grace, but that does not mean we can just go around sinning willfully, because the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures speak about sinful will or willful sin. Let's get that. Okay. Come on, man. It has to be one of these. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not going to waste too much time looking for the... All right, man. Wait, I might have spelled license wrong. That's probably why. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 15, verse 20. He have commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he given any man license to sin. And what is sin? Well, let's go to the book of First John, the third chapter. Okay, now I don't know the exact verse, but okay, the book of First John, chapter 3, verse 4. It says, whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. Why? For sin is transgression of the law. So we have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability in this society. And how do you do that? You keep the Sabbath, which is based upon the new moon. You be brotherly, you pay your tithes, you do your videos, you go out on the highways and hedges and teach. You know, you stop lining up the edges of your head. You stop lining up your beard. Stop shaving off your beard completely, because a man is supposed to have a beard on his face. If you're an Israelite man, you're not supposed to have long hair. You're not supposed to have dreads, because dreads goes back to the Elamites, the East Indians. Okay, they're the ones who started that Rastafarian bullshit. Okay. You're not supposed to be into idol worshiping. You're not supposed to be worshiping these false gods of these other nations. You're not supposed to be worshiping the so-called gods of the other nations, period. You're not supposed to commit adultery. You're not supposed to be a homo. You're not supposed to commit pedophilia. You're not supposed to commit bestiality. You're not supposed to commit incest. You're not supposed to, gangbang. You're not supposed to use extortion on your brother. You're not supposed to, lend with usury to your brother. Just simple things like that. Stop eating pork. According to the Holy Scriptures, that's unclean. Stop eating shrimp. Stop eating lobster. Stop eating animals that have paws. Stop eating horse meat. Stop eating creatures in the sea that do not have fins or scales. You're only allowed to eat fishes in the seas that have fins and scales. Just simple things like that. Paying your tithes. Keeping the high holy days. So I'm giving you some ideas on some of the laws, statutes, and commandments that you can keep to the best of your ability. If it's the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to have sex. You're not supposed to cook, and you're not supposed to go to work. Now, don't get me wrong. We do go to work because we're in captivity. So you got to go to work. So, you got to go to work because we're in captivity. So, if the Sabbath happens to fall on the day that you got to go to work, the Lord understands that perfectly, man. Only, ask the Lord for forgiveness. Salakia, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. I had to work today. I know it's the Sabbath, but I'm in captivity. Baba Kushal, forgive me. Okay? But, yeah. Hell, you might even have to cook at your job. So, but if you have the day off and it's the Sabbath, you're not supposed to have sex. You're not supposed to cook. Basically, you're supposed to chill because the Sabbath is a day of rest. Okay? The Sabbath is a day of rest. Shut up. Sabbath is a day of rest. So whosoever committeth sin transgressive also the law, man. You know, you're not supposed to smoke. You're not supposed to do drugs. You know, you're not supposed to be getting high. Okay? So, you know, don't use the Lord's grace period as an excuse to commit sin. Because the scriptures speak about that. Let's Bubba Kushal, let me see if I can find that scripture real quick. Okay. See that ye have put him to an open shame. Let's see if I can find it. Why is it not? Okay, well, I can't find it, Salakia, Akim. Nope, nothing is coming up. So with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.